All right, we are loading up for the third time today onto Gilly Island. The plane will come up just underneath thermal power, as we'll see where the players end up dropping in. Well, Fish, we're going to add some points up, so why don't you go ahead and take it away?
I mean, this point, last split, we actually only had one team that was contesting for the 15th spot after game 2. They narrowly came close. They were down by about 300 points at the end. They needed to win 2 back-to-back games in game 4 and 5 to actually take it. Didn't get to see it. I can't remember what the team was. I think it would have been War of Elite, who actually won one of the games earlier on. But taking a look at the scores as they stand for the moment, W7D2 really need to improve. They can overtake our team and will with another 50 points. Sorry, another 60 points, and they will overtake our team, but they're 100 and more. We're over 200 points behind Fate now, who currently hold on to the bubble team of 15th place. Only 25 teams in the Southeast Asian Regional Clash, 5 from every single server. And only 15 teams going to the Grand Finals. As we've seen so far, the early game has been mostly only fights that take place. They're dropping in the same compounds. So we're seeing quite a few teams that are fighting inside the same compounds at the moment. A couple over towards Research at first, Bitter Lakes, another place. This is in Echo Valley. Lord Pro from AROV. AROV already losing a single player. And they're against AL, because of course they're against AL. AL always finding a very early firefight. And very rarely does it actually go in AL's favor.
I think AL only has one game mode, and it's frag. I really think that's the only way they know how to play.
I don't think so, because I don't see them doing too much fragging.
Well, it's the attempted fragging. It's not so much the execution.
Yeah, attempted murder is all AL can get away with. Terrace is actually going to run away. He's the last standing member as far as I can tell. Everyone else from AL is already down, and this is, again, every single game we've gone into. This has been AL's life. They drop in and they die. And they drop in and they die. And that's just been the story of their game so far. Terrace is the last man standing from AL. AROV will be very happy with the kills that they've picked up thus far. And besides the kills they've gotten on towards AL, only one other player has fallen on the map. But Terrace, he's already run away. Like, he doesn't have a meds. He's still sitting at 20% hit points. And he's running off into the distance because he's got nothing else he can really do. AROV might go on the hunt. Road to victory here. They're also in a small skirmish against one of the Thai teams. I believe it's Pirate King they're up against. Lion hiding inside one of the houses. But everyone else is just kind of driving away. AROV, they are forced to go past this skirmish. So you can see the difference. I mean, Road to Victory and Pirate King, coincidentally it's Lion facing off against Lion here. Road to Victory as well as Pirate King, they're in a stalemate. They're skirmishing against each other, eyeing each other from across different warehouses, but they're not making a move for anything. Whereas we saw AL just rushing at the very start of the match, rushing, looking for fights and failing at those fights. It's the crucial thing, because if AL were winning, 50-60% of them, then maybe you've got a case to make. But we haven't seen AL win many of those fights. Red zone here is causing a bit of difficulties for the teams to push out, but stalemate. As we mentioned earlier, AROV are going to have to move through this eventual firefight.
All right, so as you mentioned, a lot of early action. I'm back, by the way, Fish, and I've got some news for you as this firefight gets underway. We currently have a handful of positions shifted as of the last game. Looking at it, most of them taking place towards the bottom of the table, the teams that are still on the bubble, as we mentioned. W7D2 still holding on to a 17th place placement, despite the fact that they've only picked up 50 points in this series so far. Fate picked up a decent number of points before in this last round, so they actually slightly solidified their position in 15th. But creeping up behind them right now are Just Call Me, Nara Esports, and Baby Junior. Nara is the biggest shift right here, because even though they only placed 5th in this last one, cumulatively they made enough points to actually leapfrog over Baby Junior into one place, so they're actually at 20th right now. Just Call Me, still right above them.
We have to take a look at how many points they have. Fate have 3,000, Nara has 2,600, and Fate's the bubble team. They're going to need 400 points above Fate's current score in order to actually qualify. That's in addition to whatever Fate get from the remaining round. So if Fate get an extra 250 points, they need 650 extra points, which would actually put them at 985 points on the day. So only 3 more maps left for them to do it. So I think the teams that really we only have left to fight for are going to be Fate, W7D2 R3, going up against the 2 tie teams for the moment. Unless World Clubs comes down, unless they get up towards World Clubs level of 3,300. If Pirate King and Pirate Team aren't careful, both sitting at 3,100 points, they could fall to either Fate or W7D2 R3.
Yeah, that's the other aspect of it, is that Pirate King and Pirate Team are both in very, very close contention with Fate at the moment. And even W7D2 R3, if W7D2 R3 actually get it together. The problem is they've had 2 horrendous rounds. So if they want to stay in this bubble, they need to really pick up the pace.
200 points is what separates them in 15th, and that's in addition to Fate being in this game as well, who picked up a few early frags in these small skirmishes we saw throughout Gilly Island. W7D2 R3 need to have better performances. They got a squad wipe in the last game, but couldn't stay alive long enough.
No, they could not.
Fnatic should be able to take 2nd place in the entire tournament as well. They're only about 100 points away from no rules and our Warriors. So if they can jump up to 2nd place, we'll give them, a nice little morale boost.
Yeah, some bragging rights ahead of the grand finals, right?
No one's going to come close to NRX. So NRX sitting at 45 points shy of 6,000.
Yeah, they're definitely on a whole nother level, at least in the group stages, and that'll be the team everyone's got their eyes on heading forward. But let's dive back into this game and see what's going to go down. We've had 11 kills take place so far, very fast for the Southeast Asian region, but today has been a faster day because you need to pick up frags. You can't afford to be as defensive, even though the meta kind of demands it a little bit more. We're seeing teams a bit more openly hunting.
Here is Fnatic after a good match, or a good series of games so far. 200 points every single match they've played. Puts you on track for a 1,000-point finish, which is what teams should be looking for in every single 5-set series. And for context, if you were able to get 1,000 points in every single series, you'd be at 2nd place in the tournament right now. The final member of AL is going to be taken down by AROV. So AL having their run cut short once again. Not too surprising.
Yeah, but they fight on. The execution is always what's lacking for them, but AL did do their best to try and frag out in the early stage of the game, but they are now eliminated from this one. No big surprises there as Fnatic taking their truck all the way through the map.
They are also mathematically eliminated from the tournament.
Officially? All right.
AL can no longer qualify no matter how well they place. Even if they kill all 54 or 56 other players in place first, they're not going to be able to qualify.
Yeah, but they can still place higher than Road to Victory.
Which doesn't mean anything.
Nope, but it means you're not last. So, still counts? I don't know.
No.
All right. Whatever, let's talk about something that is more important for the standings. AROV, last time around, not placing too high and actually losing out on a lot of points comparatively, but they did win round number 1, looking to redeem themselves after that second. It was a very early elimination, actually, for AROV. They got into a firefight that was a lot more than they bargained for. Multiple teams involved. Not something that a lot of the SEA teams are used to, or at least not in official matches anyways.
Got into a firefight against AL in this match, killed 3 players, lost 1. And then hunted down the final member of AL and got their revenge. And so 4 kills going their way.
They're in the circle early, though. I think give them some credit that they actually found a way to loot this out before the other teams are going to arrive, which means they'll have a positional advantage here near Echo Valley if they decide to stick around.
Still very early into it. You can see by the number of teams that are outside the zone itself. Squads 12 and 14, split looting. 15 is split looting on the top side as well. That should be one of the tie teams. It's doing that over towards the observatory.
Oh, my word.
The heck?
W7D2 R3. That was a big old RPG.
Yeah, well, that's what they need. They need about 10 more of those, and they'll qualify for the tournament.
Yeah, that kill feed was too fast to read. How many people did they just take out? That was 5, I think, so multiple teams?
They got 4 kills there, so aggressive wiping
just
the
4,
full squad.
All right, so still, That is exactly what you need if you're W8FFF after having 2 rounds of near nothing. They pick up a 4K off of an RPG. Oh, man. Talk about aggressive. That's going to be on the highlight reel for sure.
Full squad wipe, 1 RPG. Double F going to be happy with that. W8FFF desperately need the points. They're the only team besides Fate that can actually fight for the 15th spot, realistically.
Yeah, without going above and beyond, you know, within the realms of typical normal play. Yeah, they're right behind Fate by about 200 points, and that's certainly going to help them start to close that gap. ARV starts to run afoul of some of the Dark Frost members. Decides it's not worth it. Law Pro moving out back into the house. Chicken blocks a bit of damage. It's always fun when that happens. Like, I know that 1 bullet was absorbed by the rubber chicken. Or the hammer. They still make the same noise. If only you could carry like a, like armor made of those rubber chickens, and then when they got hit, it would sound like, when people put like 5 or 6 of them together, and then they make them scream.
Oh God!
Like those
please.
horrible YouTube videos.
Make it stop.
We still got 2 more games after this, man.
We don't need this. Do not need this.
Music to my ears.
What?
AROV. Gonna be getting their way into the monster truck. So it's kind of like a lot of loot and go for this team. Finding as much as they can now that they take off South Chemical Factory. Or chemical plant. I believe it's, wait, I brain farted. What is it? Chemical what? Depot? Depot. It's Depot. I'm stupid.
What?
I'm getting my names mixed up, Fish. It's been a long day.
Nice.
Here we go. Pirate team taking cover in the canals. Good spot, good setup, still within the field of play for now. To the east of Massout Factory. Fnatic will get eyes on Ezio as they rove in to the apartment complex. Yeah, Fnatic have been playing pretty much to the level we expected them. I think if there was a disappointing performance from Fnatic in the last couple of weeks, it was probably early last week when pretty much all the Thai teams were underperforming. But this more or less makes up for it, I think. Southeast Asia General and Indonesia not known as the strongest 2 regions within SCA, but
No.
Fnatic have been consistently performing at the top level.
They have been. Fnatic have been playing very well. Not as well as I expected. Again, when Fnatic came into the Southeast Asian region, they said they're picking up a team. I was like, oh, NRX is getting picked up by Fnatic. Turns out that's not the case. They were not being picked up by Fnatic. It was Of Gods that got picked up by Fnatic instead. I thought it was a little bit questionable. Not in the sense that they made a mistake by picking up this team. I still think this team is a good pickup. I just was very curious as to why old mate NRX were not the team that was picked up, because they are, and they've proven. I mean, they had a poor start to the tournament, and Fnatic looked dominant, but they've already proven that they are above and beyond all the teams that are currently in this competition. They constantly outfrag, constantly hit, new heights and barriers and skill caps that we've never seen before. And again, Fnatic doing well as Of Gods, and it's one thing that surprised me too, that Of Gods were the team that picked up, because in the last regional clash, Pirate team were the kings of Thailand, and Of Gods were in the previous splits in the past from the ROS Bangkok series, but.
Well, I'm sure Fnatic had a good reason, though. I mean, presumably they looked at a handful of teams, or probably several teams, and probably outside of Thailand even as well, before they ended up deciding on Of Gods. And it looks like, so far, they haven't been too disappointed. That makes it sound so passive-aggressive. They haven't been disappointed, I don't think. And if Fnatic end up winning the whole competition, will not be the easiest. Of course, they will have to face off against the final raid boss, most likely, of NRX John. Then if they actually can do that, I think it kind of proves them correct here. Oh, Nemesis getting dropped. Nara actually picking up a few kills here.
And he's going to be killed
Feta's
as well.
going to be the last one.
Nemesis can get dropped and killed. Kiss
Newtster's
runs
down,
round.
though. Uh-oh, and that's going to be one turnaround, so the Kiss does get one back.
Yeah, if Nara thought they had some sort of hope, they needed to make a miracle happen right now.
Yes, they do. There's a handful of members of number 1 still remaining.
Miracle does not
Firecracker.
include dying to this team.
Oh, no, not moving, but the grenade did not land where it needed to. So Feta and the Kiss, they're going to have them pinned down here. Val is down. They need to get him back up. Lin and Khaleesi not moving. Ugh. A lot of missed grenades, though. Oh, Lin. Almost peeking. This is a 3-on-3. This is tense with one member down from Nara. And this might well be the last shot for them. Oh, dear. Feta's going to find the downs, find the eliminations, and that is a massive blow to Nara's tournament hopes.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. Feta takes him down. Nara, I think, at this stage in time, it's near impossible. Just based on estimations, for Nara to qualify, they're going to have to put up something short of a miracle in the final match. And not only that, they have to do it while multiple teams falter, which is where the real problem lies. It's a good effort. They made a good final run. But this is getting a little bit scary because now there is... Sorry, Nara do have a slight chance. If WAFFF mess up,
Yeah.
and Nara take first in Indonesia, there is a chance. That's only 200 points. 220, imagine if WAFFF only get 100 more points. That's 300 points that Nara need to get to take first.
Yeah, that's true.
But unfortunately, for the first time, it's almost seeming like we won't get an Indonesian team qualifying based on being number 1. Now, putting my thinking hats on here, WAFFF could theoretically knock out Team Fate if they place first in Indonesia.
They don't actually have to leapfrog Fate
No.
to do it either.
They just have to. And that's why Fate's calculated 455 points in the day, because that gets them above Will Clubs.
Yeah, exactly. And Will Clubs, of course, doesn't have the ability to come back into this because they have played all of their games out already. So Will Clubs are the teams that have the most, that has the most to lose. But it's also possible that Pirate King and/or Pirate Team continue to underperform. I think Pirate King has done well today, but they started out a lot lower. So if one of those teams underperforms, as Fnatic drops a few members of Baby in a firefight, then things really do shift up. It really seems like all the places up for grabs are pretty much 12th through 15th. Those are the really uncertain ones. Fire Rose may not be playing any more games, but I think that 3,480 point mark they have is a bit of a mile marker for teams that want to be making it in here.
Yeah, no, it's going to be difficult to overthrow them. The only thing that Fate are now hoping for is to get above Will Clubs to guarantee their spot. If they get above Will Clubs, WAFFF will knock out Will Clubs from that automatic qualification spot. If not, things are going to get a little bit messy.
Yeah, that's true. And that would be an interesting final round as well, seeing it would be 3 teams from the Philippines, but occupying most of the top spots, 4 teams from Vietnam, and likely all 5 from Thailand, but possibly only as many as 3. And that's kind of the big thing with only like 2 SEA general teams at most taking up the rest of the spots. And, you know, just on the outside looking in, those Indonesian squads, WAFFF trying to make it happen. We haven't talked about Just Call Me, though, because they've had some disappointing rounds, but they're still ahead of Nara, and I believe they might still be alive in this. I didn't see them go down earlier.
Fate just fell. Joel falls outside the play zone. He's here holding onto this next circle. Play zone 5 is going to take effect in about 2 minutes' time, a minute before it starts shrinking.
Yeah. And this is the aspect of it. When teams like Itzio and number 1 are picking up a lot of points here, they're just solidifying their position, and it means that there's a lot less points to go around for the teams that are on that bubble. Getting close to 20 minutes into play. We're about halfway done with the teams. Ooh, it looks like they're going to get lit up.
Fire.
C finds a lot of damage onto that car. Lion and Mac are going to get gone low in this, and they're not down just yet, using it as cover, but Lion does get downed. Mac is going to need to try and get him up in a hurry if they want any chance of staying alive. That's Pirate King, of course. Big blow to them if they lose a few members here, but encouraging for the teams just below. Fate already been knocked out, as you say. So WAFFF, this would be the best situation for them.
He's still holding this angle against Mac. Mac trying to pick up his ally. We'll be able to get him back up, but ECO not too worried about this. As long as they have a couple of eyes on towards that area, there's nowhere they can really run to. Lion and Mac just praying for a miracle at this point. There's a lot of teams that are praying for miracles, whether it be the micro interactions that you have in the game itself or the major interactions of what the points are going to look like at the end of today.
Yes, indeed. Oh, they're not out of the woods just yet. I mean, they are out of the woods, but that's the unfortunate thing because there's no cover. Rids keeping a scope on them. Oh, Pirate Team's Jackie gets caught. Didn't even see what hit him. It looks like it was members of number 1. So, again, we're seeing Pirate King and Pirate Team are two bottom tie teams actually struggling here. And they're going to go out, or at least some of their players are going to go out early.
Yeah, having a really difficult time. Pirate Team still have 2 players up, though. And they've proven in the past that 2 players can be enough. Let's see if it is going to be enough for them, though. ECO are still holding to this exact same spot. They've now been notified that the zone is going to shift. Small boy from AOV is actually flanking around, and ECO are not watching that small flank. He's got to be careful. He actually gets a firecracker off.
That was a really well-timed firecracker. Almost no chance for Rids to react to it. And he's going to prime another one looking for Just. That one falls a little bit short. Oh, does take a chip shot. But how about this for AROV? Small boy finding a lot of damage, and Just does take down Iron Pro and Law Pro. But Small boy still pecking away the damage.
He's going to try and chase down C here and just keep AROV's hopes alive. He gets smacked with the rubber hammer so many times, but he just runs out in the open. I think he was just done at that point. Small boy keeps impressing, but now it's Dark Frost who are in a firefight against Fnatic.
They get Vorex down, but there's no chance to follow up there. Too many Fnatic members. Skyzak looking for Jan Fluke. They're out of sight. Dark Frost surprisingly staying alive, towards the top 15, top 20 players again.
Holding on well, Dark Frost. Picking a fight against Fnatic is a bold move.
It steals points away, though. The fact that they've been able to stay alive as long as they have in these rounds, it's stealing points away from the teams that have a slightly more realistic chance of moving into the top 15. And that makes it sound like, they shouldn't be doing it, but I think it's an unexpected threat here for these bubble teams.
There's a grenade just behind Samsoy's tree. Doesn't connect, but
That's
he's
a lot
just
of
lobbing
grenades. That's 3 chickens. Oh, and he gets downed.
He's gone down. Samsoy with that down. Trying to fight things back for Dark Frost. Skyjack's just holding inside the house. This is the thing about Dark Frost to me, and a lot of the teams that we see in the low end of the table. Where's the communication? Firstly, why is Skyjack inside the house and not doing anything, while the rest of the team is very clearly pushing for a fight outside? Dark Frost picked the fight against Fnatic, so why isn't Dark Frost fighting? Why is it just 3 boys? A lot of the lower end teams need to really work on teamwork and communication, because in that case, Skyjack's just sitting there twiddling his thumbs while the rest of his team dies, not contributing.
Yeah. I'll say this for AL. They may really not get a lot of kills and go down very early pretty consistently, but at least when they choose to fight, they all do go in. They just unfortunately shoot in like 4 different directions, as Just Arm gets lit up from 4 different directions, and so does Fetta. It's pretty big. Ezio actually cleaning up number 1.
Yeah, Ezio doing a really good job cleaning up number 1, getting all those frags.
Yeah.
And it's still not done yet. Pirate Team is here. Number 1 still has the Kiss alive, hiding inside thermal power. We've seen this play zone earlier today.
There are a lot of Thai teams in this small area, but who will be the best from Bangkok? We'll find out soon as Lion gets downed. Fnatic starting to bleed a little bit because the play zone very restricted. We're on zone 5. This is where it hurts. CT is going to get dropped. Marius picking up 1. Ezio are just stacking these kills today.
Still 17 teams that are left alive here, Pyra. Ezio have 3 players in it.
I think Fnatic just got eliminated.
This could be a very long circle as well. 15 players and lots of cover inside the thermal power, actual power plant, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Max outside the zone. Shibuya's here as well, just bandaging back up. Kiss has to sprint his way in towards the zone. He's got to be careful though. Lots of players are here. Oh, he sees a little crate. And that little spot that he's in right now is inside the current zone, so he's not taking damage for it.
That is actually a really nice sweet spot here for the Kiss. Might be one of the last remaining members of number 1 after losing out that fight. A lot of scattered players from different Thai teams holding up here. But really high placement for all the Thai teams here today, it looks like. And there will be right through that wall. Firecracker, but might give away position. Ezio moving away. Oh, misses on that one. Has to make a break for it. And he can't get through. The cars blocking his way.
Doing what he can here, the Kiss. He's just going to pick up as many meds as possible to continue with his med strat.
Seems like the plan. We'll be down to 12 players now after all said and done. A lot of little hidey spots. This is why you talk about this particular circle being a long one.
Yeah, I mean, it always happens. This is just one of those circles where, unless there's a full squad available, you're just going to have stragglers fighting for the final few places. That's what's happening. There is 11 players left, and I don't see many full teams. Ezio have 3 players, and I think that's it. But W7D2 have snuck in with 2 players left alive. WBS is outside med stratting for W7D2, trying to see if they can maintain a top spot.
And Aggressive is going for a few frag pickups. So W7D2, this is exactly the type of round they needed, because the first 2 were just almost no points. They picked up 50 in the last 2. They will more than double it off of this round alone. And it looks like that they're going to be able to put a little bit of distance between themselves and anybody else. If I'm reading it correctly, this should put them over Gao team. Obviously, you know, Gao eliminated already. So W7D2, the next bubble team, the closest bubble team to Fate. And with Fate being knocked down fairly early, I believe, this might actually give them a chance to leapfrog ahead. They need about 200 points to do it. They picked up about 40 or 50 or so from frags, I believe. Shibuya and Skyjack get killed outside the zone, so that's the last of Dark Frost. There's Aggressive. He's got an RPG too, but nobody wants to move. I feel like it's only going to happen once they start tanking green zone damage.
9 players. Oh, that's left. RPGs coming out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Ezio could he could just hear the rocket coming and the explosion and just like, all right, this is a bit scared. He's got that level 1 riot shield as well, just to try and block some damage.
Aggressive's just chucking fireworks here.
He's still got that RPG. He might be out of ammo though. Good Molotov. I don't think it connects, but nice idea.
That's one way to do trench warfare, I think. So between the Kiss and W7D2 and Ezio, those are pretty much our primo competitors here. Oh, he's going to move. There's the flank. Oh, he's got C down, and he doesn't take too much damage, but the Kiss is going through. He tries to get the execution, but can't quite find it.
Still very nicely done. They're not going to be able to pick up C unless he gets into the zone, which he does. It's still closing rapidly, so he should just fall here.
Roger's moving.
That was very nice coming out from number 1. He moved with his pistol out, so he still had a weapon, and it doesn't alert people to your footsteps when you do have your pistol out. You can hear the sounds, but it doesn't appear on the minimap as footsteps approaching.
Okay. Saw a couple more members of Pirate Team coming through here, finding Aggressive, getting him down, so now it's going to be down to the med strat. Roger gets the kill. And looks like the Kiss actually does take out C at the end of the day.
C will die to bleeding out there. Ryan and Roger are still inside this circle. We know there's a couple of players that are nearby. Just is still in this. But this should be going to Pirate Team unless Just can pull out a 2-on-1. Now you've got W7D2 with 1 med strat outside, and there'll be 1 final med stratting team besides them. So 2 people med stratting. Ezio with 1 player inside. RPGs available.
Launch the RPGs and just hope he's close enough to the wall. So he does actually do a few ticks, and it just is going to get killed outside the safe zone. So Pirate Team ought to take this round.
Pirate Team will take this round, and then just curious who's next. Fate getting a 3rd place again.
Oh, so Fate stayed alive.
And W7D2 do end up picking up 2nd. So the med strat does work out for these 2 teams. However, if they're both going to med strat, Fate will get the upper hand unless they don't get enough points to overtake Will Club. So they'll be all for naught because W7D2 still holding on to the number one spot in Indonesia.
Yeah, and I think another surprise is seeing Dark Frost actually still make it into the top 6. Despite the fact that they really don't have much to play for here, they're still playing out of their minds, so some credit where credit is due on that one.